caca poo poo. Pee pee.
Alright, what's happening, crazy creators? And we are getting back into part 2 of the Erple Eye. We won't make this long and drawn out, we'll just get straight back into the tutorial. Coming up towards the end will be advice on how you can help sponsor the show. You can also help support us in many different ways, and other things you can help with. All with your creations as well, and purchasing our new book. We like to take no more time, let you get back straight into the tutorial, and don't forget to stick around for the information on what you can do with the Erple Eye as well afterwards. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the show, guys. Okay, moving on, right, and from the other end, from the eyeball end, what we want to do now is we want another layer. So what we're going to do is put the plus sign, make sure the eyeball is selected, and hit the plus. And then you get a layer on top, layer 8. Now sometimes what happens, I'll just show you this, is if I open up layer the eyeball, sometimes layer 8 could open up in there. That happens, all you have to do is move the layer up a mask, move the layer up, and then just close the eyeball, fold it back up. Now this layer 8 is going to be the start of our, I suppose, the eye center, the eye lens. And what we're going to do is we're going to carry on with the ellipse tool. Keep roughly the same size, but we're going to go for our black this time. So click the black, so the sides are just quarter of the way. And what we just want to do is just make a nice tidy circle, just roughly in the center. It doesn't matter where, just make it around about there, and then you can just move it. You got the move tool, you just move it whatever you want. And just roughly put it in the middle. It's okay, doesn't matter, just roughly in the middle will do. And that's that layer. Right, so next up we need another layer added, so we're going to layer 9, and we're now going to get our magic wand, select inside this circle. You can see all inside is selected. And we're going to go to fill, our little fill tool. And let's bring up Germany. Right, and so what we're going to do is this time we want to go all the way to this blue corner, and with the darkest blue selected. Now guys, you can do whatever color you really want, and there is going to be a tutorial to show you how to make folders that you can just change the color lines. Some of you smart cookies will work that out before I show you anyway, I'm sure. But for now, I'm going with blue, and if you just follow along with blue, we keep everything roughly the same color in your eyes so it all matches. You can rainbow color eyes if you really want. That doesn't matter, but I'm just keeping it simple. So if you are following along, follow blue, but if you're going for your own color, go for your own color. So I'm going with blue, and what we're going to do is we're going to fill this with blue, and that's that one done. Right, and next up then we're going to add another layer, so we're on layer 10. And for this one then guys, what we're going to do, we're going to get the spray paint, so we're going to select the spray paint, and we're going to go halfway. You see, halfway between the blue and the white on the little inner triangle, still in the blue zone. And then we get rid of Germany. And what we're going to do this time, oh sorry, we've still got fill on. I have to select the brush over here, sorry, that's what I need to do. So make sure we select the brush over here, guys. And then we've got the spray paint on. Now we'll make sure our opacity is at 100%, but this time, yeah, the size as well. Sorry, the size, just keep the same, right? So the size wants to match the circle we're working with, the center lens, right? And then we want is about 3 or 4, I hate this word, really, it sounds really, 3 or 4 squirts of the spray, okay? 3 or 4 squirts, guys. You can do a couple more, actually. I'm going to do a couple more. I want mine to look a little bit more like that, but like, let me go back a little bit, roughly what I normally impose. Actually, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. Roughly something like that. It's just a little glow in the center line, make it a little bit more round, but and that's that one. Okay, so add another layer, and we have layer 11, and now finally we get to open Germany, and we get to use these spines. Okay, so these texture spines. So let's click these, bring Germany back up, and we want to move the color more lighter. So we're going to go back to that 3/4 lightness on the blue, and then get rid of Germany. And what we're going to do, as the size is about right again. You see, it doesn't matter. We can't come out of this magic lines, don't forget that, right? And what we're going to do is just give one or two little. That's nice of me. You can press. You only need a couple of presses of the left trigger to get a nice little pattern. I don't want too much. There's something cool in the background. It looks like a little lightning effect. I think it's great. You can use other effects. I think this is cool, and that's that one. Okay, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to group all these together. So we can finally deselect this. And I believe, wait a minute, is that everything? Yes, we're going to go with everything on this. We're going to keep this one simple. Okay, so what we're going to do is group this together, and with layer 11, we're just going to turn that into a group with Control and Q, and then layer 10, and so forth, like I did before. I will put all back into this layer. And what I'm doing there is just using the up on down here, and the down on my keyboard. And I'm going to call this one, after double clicking on it, lens. I think I spelled that right. Anyway, lens, yeah, right. So now, let me show you. If I go to my move tools over here and zoom out, my lens, if I click on the lens, is here. See, I can move this around. And my eyeball, yeah, I can move this around. Some of you are starting to get it. If you haven't, then that's okay. You will soon. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Right, so make sure lens is selected then, and we want to create another layer, layer 13. Moving on to layer 13 then, what we're going to do is go back to Gemini and select a paintbrush. And we also want black selected, and then make sure we're on the paintbrush on our tools. What we're going to do then, opacity full and size, let's go for about halfway, slightly over halfway, around about there. Let me zoom in, sorry. And I got a habit doing that, by the way, I'll get better. I will then just one black dot there, and that's that one. I hope you can see the eye come in. You should be able to. Right, so we need another layer. In fact, in this one, then we're just going to do two dots in this one. Though. Right, so what we want to do now is we just want to change the color to white. You can bring up Gemini, and look, I've got all my things. I like using my memory wheel, but you can always just select white. But yeah, select the white. Then what we're going to do is probably get it down to about a quarter of the way. Yeah, that's probably about right. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. You don't have to. I am going to. And then what I'm going to do is roughly there, and I'm going to do two. I'm going to do it in 2 in 1 rather than 2 separate ones. There you go. Just do a little. It works. You can test little things, stars, and let your imagination go wild. But you can see roughly what I'm doing, just making shines and things, making it look like it's got character. And that's that one. And finally, just for a little touch, one more layer. Add one more layer. And then what we're going to do is actually just go with just make the size so you can fit both the previous two little circles in there, like that. I hope you can see that. And then bring your opacity down to about 50%. About, it doesn't have to be perfect. And where you see these are like 1 and 2, 3 o'clock, in between 1 and 3 o'clock here. And just roughly go about 11 o'clock, and just do what I'm doing here. Just put it roughly around that area. Just somewhere around there. And that's something. Let's get all these bad guys into a group. Same thing we've done before, guys. Go on to layer 15 and use Control and G again. Okay.
What I'm talking about might save your life someday, okay?
Okay, Mr. Mackey, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then layer 14 then, just click on layer 14 and move it up. And I'll do it again, yeah, click 13, move it up. And then what I'm going to do is close this folder and rename this Pupil. Now, I will show you with these 3 things now, because we're almost complete, what you can do. Here's the pupil. I'll get my move tools on it, and I can move the pupil, the lens, I can move the lens. So now with these 3 things, instead of just having an eye that looks one way, I can now move my eye each time and make different patterns. Now, before we move on to that, I'm going to teach you how to group these together the way I found the easiest. So here we go. You've got your three sections of your eye now. You've got your pupil, your lens, and your eyeball. We need to start putting these together to start building it, so we can get it to one thing. I'll show you. So more often than not, you're going to move your pupil and your lens together. Now, so what we're going to do is put these in a group, and I'll show you. So we just stick them in a group like we've done before, Control and G, and then lens, and we move that up. Still, everything in these groups is still accessible individually, but now we've got them in groups so they can work together. If we call this the eye center, okay, eye center, right? Eye center, we'll call this one. And this eye center now we can move as a group. We can still open it and move it separately, but we can also close it or select the group and move the group. Okay, now again, let's do this with the eye center and the eyeball. So with the eye center, we create a group, and then we add the eyeball up into that group. We close that group, and this time we're going to call this eye. There you go. And there, guys, you've created an Erple Eye. So before we go, what we're going to do with this Erple Eye, well, let's go for a few things now. So if I just select the transform tool, and I don't want to transform the one, I want to transform the eye. What we're going to do is we're going to select this line, and we are going to just make it a bit smaller, and then zoom in so we can see what we're doing there. Now, what I know is when we open the eye, set the eye center, we can move it independently from the eyeball, and then within the eye center we can move the pupil independently from that. Right, so we put that all back, and the eye center back on the eyeball, and then close. And we can close this eye up. Now, selecting the eye, down here, don't forget now we have this copy layer. So we select copy layer, and we have a copy of the eye now. And now, we select that, we have two eyes. Yay! 2 eyes. And we now know how to move these eyes. We know how to move them and make copies. Now the last thing you need to do is on this copy of the eye is learn how to turn them into stickers, because you can have loads of the copies of the eye as is. But what you'll find happening is it's layers upon layers upon layers, and all that information slows your computer down a little bit. At least it does for me anyway. So I like to make stickers of them. So when I've got an eye that I know that's the way I want it, I make a sticker of it, but I always keep master copies. So I could always just name this, master eye, and then always make sure I lock it up or something like that, so no one can ever use it, delete it, or just save the eyes separately and load them into my picture whenever I need them. There's lots of different things and ways you can work this. It's always generally good to have a master copy of your eye, lock it away, and then nobody can ever mess with it, and you've always got it there. And then this copy then is just eye. And then when you select eye, again you can make a copy of that eye. And again, you're back in the same boat of having copies of eyes. Now, when you select on the eye, or with the right click on your mouse, ow, my foot got away. You can see down here it says merge group, and you can get out with Control and E as well. If you do that, you'll see this copy of the eye now will now go into one picture. There's no folder anymore. You can still rename it, eye. Doesn't matter if they have the same names. But this now is not in with all folders. Only this. That's why you have to keep a master. And that's it, guys. That's the Erple Eye. And see if you guys can make some Erple Eyes. Send some pictures. Maybe see some crazy creations, different colors, different shapes. I want to see what you guys do. So if you do come up with something kooky, send it our way. But pretty soon we're going to be showing you what happens next with this eye, what it gets added to, and all the different builds we can use, and how we build the Erples for our new first book. Sorry, so our new book, but also our first book, and more about that coming up pretty soon. Right, guys, that's the show. I'm afraid it is going to be a little like that because there's a lot of information to get in there, and I'm a little bit so not your perfect host, but hey, you know, you can't have it perfect. Well, you can. You'll have to go watch those. But I hope you have enjoyed the show. I'm going to show you what you can do with the Erple Eye and other shows, and we're going to be adding it into a lot of our art because we recycle a lot of stuff. Hopefully some of you have already figured out what you can do with it, which is great. For those who haven't, don't worry. I'm here to guide you, show you the light as a guru. and what we're going to do, we're going to make this Erple together. And once we made the Erple, you guys are going to see how I did the Erples for the books and things. And we're going to go on to all the other different creatures in the book. Talking about the book, if you want to be able to sponsor the show, keep listening in. I'm going to tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But just finally, one more thing. We got a project we're going to be hopefully doing soon along the lines of, sharing Tanzania and helping children out in Tanzania and in other places in the world and even locally, as well as hopefully making a little bit of do-re-mi for some of you crazy creators. And all you have to do is be able to watch along, do the art, and donate some of your art to us so we can open our merch shops, get the art sold, raise money, and we can do so much wonderful work, guys, honestly, because by the time we're doing this, you'll already be filled with abundance and you won't need any monies or anything. You just want to help people. Anyway, guys, that's the show. See you on the next one. Bye. Yes, okay, I will tell you. You keep asking and asking. How can we support the show, Carl? What can we do to support you, Carl? Carl, is there anything we can do to support you? And as you keep nagging, okay, I'll give you a way you can support the show. Buy my book! Yeah, guys, thank you very much. If you can purchase my book at all and help us out, that would be great. It's about £6 here in the UK, $9 in the US. Elsewhere around the world, I'm not sure. And prices will vary, guys, depending where you get it from. And you can get it from loads of different places. Barnes & Noble, W.H. Smith's, Amazon, all across Amazon, eBay. Oh my God, I forgot what I said already, but everywhere. Links in the description below. It's coming up on your screen. It's probably been coming up on your screen the entire time. If you can purchase the book, please do. If you look in the welcome pack, there's all the information you need to know about the book, but it's a cute little book, really for all ages, but aimed for children, a little bit like the show. And it's a bit of a racial awareness book, a little tongue twister, all rhyming, beautiful pictures. We're going to show you how to do those pictures in this show and how to put a book like this together. But if you can support us in the meantime, it would be great. Thank you, guys. And if you can't purchase the book, remember, one last thing you can do is you can go to like a library, order the book there, and that would also help us out too. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and that would greatly help us as well. See you in the next show. Bye all.